It's prelims time for the Beefy Boys Breakdown, episode 116, going over UFC 283. How you doing, Harrison?
I'm good, man. I got that little Wayne on the beat, lighter click. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the smoke came up right when you did that too. That was fucking gangster. Yeah, bro. But yeah, no, UFC 283 was fun. I mean, who knows how long-term impact? It's weird how these cards age, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. With the new fucking price increase, I better.
Holy shit, dude! You know what? I'll be honest. I'll let the Beefy audience know. I streamed these. Fuck Dana. That price increase sucked, and I didn't want to pay it the first time. The first time I could for a non-defended belt to be the main event, like an open title belt, I just couldn't.
Yeah, I honestly think there needs to be like a sliding scale of pay-per-views. I think it's bullshit.
Thank you.
It's like, all right, charge me 80 for a Connor. Hell, charge me 2 months for Jones Gone. Charge me 80. But how about Covington Masvidal? Are those type of pay-per-views? Let's not do 80 on those.
This pay-per-view could have been 60.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I think it needs to be a sliding scale. Then I want to be mad at paying 80 for the big ones or the ones with 3 belts on them. There's 3 or 4 pay-per-views a year, which we usually debate on our prime cuts at the end of the year, that stand out. Charge me 80 for those. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they all need to be 80. You know what I mean? I feel like we can strike a middle ground there, sliding scale. You know what I mean?
Tell that to Dana and WME and Disney.
You buy a car, it's one price. You buy the luxury edition, it's a little bit more. It's not all created equal. But
I also think if I have ESPN Plus, I should get that discounted off of every paper. I should get my $10 I pay you every month off of every pay-per-view I buy. Should I not?
It's getting tough, bro. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna put too much of my business out there, but I factor in UFC pay-per-views into my monthly budget. When I'm doing my bills and shit.
Dude, literally me too.
I think it's my 3rd or 4th highest bill I have, honestly.
Well, in a given year, you or I will spend over $1,000 to watch the UFC.
I know, it's tough. It's tough.
It's tough because I'll never spend that to watch football or basketball, but I probably watch as many hours.
Yeah. Don't hear me out. Because, I've been to a few NFL games, right? And I pay my money there. But it's so much easier. Almost every city has an NFL team.
Major city, yeah.
Only at one place at one time.
Yeah, but I will say when they come to your city.
Imagine if there's one NFL game a month. Trying to get tickets and shit for that. It's kind of what it's like being an UFC fan. I have a dream. I'm thinking about just being a dumbass and putting it on my credit cards and going to Bellator Henderson versus Magomedov, I think, or
Usman.
It's in San Jose.
Oh, at the SAP.
At the SAP, I'm tempted, dog. I'm really tempted.
So what's a Bellator ticket go for?
I looked that up right now.
Honestly, good subject matter before we dive in, because it is only 4 fights we got to jump into here, and I do have some spicy hot takes about 2 of these 4 fights. Spicy hot.
Yeah, Bellator ticket San Jose. I'm not gonna look it up right now. And then February 4th. That's in Inglewood. Never mind. But all right, shop tickets March 10th. SAP Center. $100 each, dude. That's totally doable.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It'd be fucking $800, $900, $1,000, shit like that.
All right, so check this out.
That's lower bowl.
What?
Yeah, 108.
So
you'd be essentially cage side for 193.
So UFC Perth is already sold out, 284. So you can't even get tickets there. So if you're going to go to just the T-Mobile for the Derek Lewis card right now, cheapest ticket.
That's not at the Apex. That's the actual card.
T-Mobile Arena.
Bro, that card sucks.
Yeah. What?
It's ass.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. You know what the cheapest seat is? $476.
See, see, that's a, bro, I might have to hit up a Bellator fan. They actually go to San Jose a couple times a year.
So surprisingly enough,
this would be a sick one to go to. The Vincent Henderson, like Hall of Famer versus the Magomedov.
Surprisingly enough, I've been to a Bellator event in Norman. They held one in 2010, whenever it was still like fledgling, and I went with Philip Snow and Joey.
That's sick. That's
Weird,
really sick.
and like it's a weird thing when I look back and I'm like, damn, I have been to a Bellator event. Like it's weird, but honestly, dude, we sat on like the ground level, like 6 rows back from like literally commentators. It was dope.
Oh, bro, live MMA. If you've never seen live combat sports, bro, like anybody watching this that just like watches on TV but has never seen it live, like I don't care if it's like a local point Muay Thai match. Me and my wife, we went to that. It was fucking awesome. We saw a guy get like head kicked in the fucking next week.
Well, dude, it's high stakes, and like you don't know really anyone that's fighting personally, so you're like, well, fuck it. If they get fucked up, I don't care.
I've been to a couple of regional MMA matches. I've been to a small-time boxing show, and I went to a decent-sized, like, amateur point Muay Thai thing in Santa Cruz. Dude, the point Muay Thai, you may think, oh, it will be that violent. It's point fighting. Bro, I saw people go to war. That shit was just, like, overall point, like, support your local combat sports promotion, and you'll have a fucking good-ass time doing it. Seriously.
Yeah, and then speaking of supporting your non-local fight promotions, we can dive back to UFC if you want, because we do have the prelims, 4 fights, and the first one, I think, is the most important fight on the whole prelims.
I like that take. We got Gabriel Bonfim, 13-0. I guess you can say, protege.
Prodigy?
Prodigy, that's the one I'm looking for. 13-0, minus 165 favorite against Monir Luzez. Now, this brother is at welterweight. Luzez coming in at plus 140. And this fight lasts 49 seconds, bro. We don't got to beat around any type of bushes. He ran through him like a hot knife through butter. Ended with the mounted guillotine.
Dude, dropped him with punches, let him get up, jumped guillotine, finished it in 49 seconds. And I mean, that's the whole breakdown of that whole fight.
Outclassed him. Thank you. Summed that up nicely. Weird matchup. His brother got a killer like McKinney, and he got O'Neill with Ned. I mean,
I don't think Lizez is a walk in the park.
You're right. Is Bonfim just that fucking good?
That's my takeaway. Is Gabriel
Hamzat beat Nearshart, and we thought that Nearshart sucked, and then Nearshart like went on like a 3-5 win streak, and like, oh, Hamzat's just that good.
Yeah, like I think Gabriel Bonfim might really be that guy.
Oh, I love welterweight so much, bro.
But that's the problem, is welterweight has like 4 or 5 dogs now.
Yeah, 4 or 5 guys.
Like dogs.
Yeah, it's unreal because it's like able to get excited about the lightweight, brother, because lightweight's aging. It's kind of the changing of the guard. But welterweight's like it's that. And a half into that process, you know what I'm saying? So like the Rachmanov's already top 10. The Shemaev, which granted, I think it's fair if we just go ahead and talk about Shemaev as a middleweight for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I think he's out on that.
But you see what I'm saying?
But like Jeff Neal making a resurgence, Rachmanov. I mean, shit. You're gonna tell me that Gilbert Burns isn't still dangerous as hell for everyone out there? That Usman's still not a dog?
I'm not with Sean Brady. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Sean Brady's still a guy.
Bilal Muhammad's a dog.
Oh, yeah. And then Burns. Yeah, the division's unreal. I love welterweight. So that's the only thing that makes it tough. That's why I have a more steam into Ismail's train. Because as much as, Bonfim's performance was probably better, right?
We didn't get to see as much. We did not get to see as much.
And Ismail got the bonus, and
yeah, I thought it was kind of robbery that only Ishmael got the bonus, because I thought Gabriel's in 50 seconds, and the way he did it, like, bro, he got a knockdown, he got the sub, and he was only minus 165.
Got a bonus too. We forgot to mention that Almeida got a bonus too. It was hella impressive, but like, I'll be real, I think the UFC is just, I think flying kneeing McKinney is way more impressive than guillotining Luzez. It just is.
I'll give you that. I will give you that. Like, if I had to pick one, it's that one.
going to go to welterweight rankings real quick and we can keep it pushing. 15's Jing Liang. Like, it's hard to say he's not ready for Jing Liang. Like, that fight probably makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not going to go that route, give him like a Brian Barberena. Like, give him someone who's just going to absolutely fuck up bad but has a name.
Fair. Guy, though. I don't know he's not a guy. It's just so hard to, like, juxtapose it with all the guys in welterweight. It's not like I said, lightweight's different. There's, like, the big names, the old dogs, there's the young lions. Welterweight's full of these, like, in-prime studs, like 28-year-old Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like, these just, like, the Ragmanovs. I mean...
Hell, even Jeff Neal's kind of in a resurgent mode in his career. Like, welterweight's got a lot of dudes right now that are in that, like, 27 to 33 range where they can be so dangerous and on the uphill climb still.
Sean Brady's still ranked 8, bro. And then, like... I mean, Chiesa's no walk in the park. A little bit, I think, past his prime. Masvidal's somehow sitting at 11. The Masvidal and Covington kind of muddy up the rankings and kind of make it not legit. Wonderboy, he's sitting there at 6, but still performs well. Still a dog, obviously. You saw against Kevin Holland. Gilbert Burns, I mean, looking good as ever. Bilal Muhammad, like, can only be denied so long. Like I said, Shemaev's kind of a middleweight. So, like, if you consider Covington inactive and Shemaev middleweight, then Bilal Muhammad's honestly ranked 2. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gilbert's ranked 3.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can move all these guys technically up like 3 spots if you want to. If you want to do out with the Masvidals of the world, the Covingtons of the world, and Shemaev only through size, not inactivity. But seriously, I think there's like 3 welterweights. You can kind of potentially slide all these guys up. Like Sean Brady's pretty much 5.
I think there's a big argument for, I mean, if I'm the UFC, Kid's undefeated, has a stellar debut, and he has a balling brother that you can, like, easily double book fight cards with, and they said they like to fight together, which makes them even cooler of a story, because a lot of brothers will say, we don't want to fight on the same night, it's too much stress, we have the same team, blah, 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 we're each other's corner, whatever it may be. Dude, these guys are savages. This kid's the younger brother. He's the bigger brother of the two in size. He's undefeated. I think it's built for Cole and the Train.
We're all in on the Bonfim brothers, bro. Like, I need some Bonfim brothers merch. Like, I'm in, bro. Like, I'm in.
Yeah.
But we can keep it pushing because, I mean, we do have a guy who has main evented UFC fight nights fighting on the prelims next. We got Thiago Moises, minus 365. Big-time favorite. Another Brazilian making a debut. Mekizayo, the closest I'm going to get to it.
Melquizel Costa.
Melquizel Costa, I just chilled the shit out of that. Plus 300, making his debut. Once again, man, making your debut against Thiago Moises. Oh, easy work.
And he was a short notice, like a late notice replacement. And
fucking looks awesome. Looks fucking awesome.
And to be plus 300, man, I was very I was like, damn, the UFC once again, like Vegas is seeing a guy that is just hidden on the Brazilian circuit that we don't know about in the USA, but is really, really tough.
Yeah, and that being said, man, I mean, it was pretty much all Moises. I mean, which is kind of what I expect. Like, Moises, I mean, he's so... If he's able to do what he does well... He's going. I mean, this sounds like Captain Obvious. He's going to do it well, but like seriously, like he like Costa kind of was able to let Moises kind of get his hands on him, kind of let him grab him, and it kind of went how you'd expect it to go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do a good job of keeping him off and keeping the distance. But it's hard to do against a guy like Moises. I mean, top flight grappler. I think Moises is getting better at like getting it to the grappling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like forcing it to be grappling when he wants it to be. Because he can strike pretty well as well, but like he's getting a better control on where the fight takes place, which is ultimately super important.
Yeah, I agree in that. That's what I took away from this as well.
I think I think a super resounding point from Moises is that like when he is the bully and he's allowed to go forward and he's allowed to dictate the fight, he wins those fights. But when he gets, like, put in a corner, like, whenever he fought Islam, and Islam was just all over him, I mean, Moises was resilient as hell and didn't give up quickly in that fight by any means. But at the same time, like, it wasn't that close.
Yeah, it really wasn't. And then like he ends up getting the sub, and he doesn't even get the rear naked choke under the chin. Under the chin, it's kind of squeezing the chin, and it just shows the level of grappling, the level of squeeze Moises has. Like he is elite in that regard. He got the takedown with the ground and pound before the finish, and he really did perform very, very well. Costa goes on to do. I mean, that's a tough ass to be. Like you said, short notice. Moises, he's been ranked before. It wouldn't shock me if he works his way back up there. I mean, he's got to be right outside. He did the UFC. I don't want to say did him a favor fighting a debutant, but you see what I'm saying. Kind of working his way back up. Got the second round sub. Wasn't that spectacular, but it was also very dominant. Like we talked about it a little bit before the show. He calls out Patty. You liked it, I didn't. I'll let you go first. You want to see Moises Patty?
So I like it because, one, I think it's actually a fair assessment of Patty's skill level. I think he's right around that range. So, like, matchmaking wise, if we're not considering Patty's name, probably a good fight. Both guys good grapplers. Both guys pretty good strikers. Patty has crazy chin, so that's gonna make for a good fight because he'll strike with Moises, and if you take him down, he's pretty elite on the ground, or as well, like pretty good takedown defense, like not bad. So, I think it's a fun fight. I also think the call out was funny. He was like, "I want to mop the floor with your wig." That's good, or mop the octagon with your wig. That was a good way to say it. Now, the problem I have with it is this: it's super cliched.
It's super cliched, and Patty is hurt. And as much as Patty, we're all kind of annoyed with Patty at the moment, whatever, we got to show the guy the respect. He's having ankle surgery, and he's having it in March, that's the part I don't love. Like, how about you have it so you're healed soon? He's on vacation in Thailand right now with his girlfriend or his wife, whoever. And it's just a thing about, like, it's the same thing we always say about Patty. Like, bro, you're not all in. You're not taking this seriously. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too, literally and figuratively. And it's hard to be a Patty fan if you like actual MMA. If you just like Barstool Sports and you like, internet TikTok clips, then okay, yeah, be a Patty fan. But it's hard to, like, respect the craft and all these killers and the sport and the history and then also be a Patty fan. I really do feel that way.
Well, I think it's a lot the same as Connor, right? Like, when you're one leg in, one leg out, and these other guys are whole bodies in the water like sharks, you're gonna get eaten up.
Earned that. Patty has not earned that, and I do kind of have a bone to pick with that comparison because I do see the greater overarching point that you're making, and I don't hate it. I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between being champ, like resting on your laurels and like haven't done it yet, but I'm YouTube famous and have some bread, so I'm just gonna fuck around. I feel like it's different.
But, like, is it not overarching success either way? Like, I know Connor got it in the sport, but they're both paid, and that was the reason they fought anyway, right? Like, sure, they fight to be champions, and Patty was a champ in Cage Warriors. So it's not like he hasn't been a champion of some fight organization. I know. But I'm saying he's super paid, too. So, like, for him, it's like, why is he going to stress himself about it?
I'll be real. I don't think he's at. I mean, how paid is he? Maybe I'm ignorant. How paid is he? Does he have $100 million? I don't think so.
No, he's not paid like that. That's a fair point.
Does he have $40 million? I don't think so.
Maybe not 40, but maybe 8, 9.
That's what I'm saying. You can't rest on your laurels at 8 or 9. You know how many NFL players have blown $8 million? Like, you can blow $8 million. Like, you ain't. I mean, you can be set for life for $8 million, but like you ain't. Like that's not a guarantee.
Especially not the way he lives indulgently. Like, he's an indulgent person.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not there yet. In like 8 years from now, 7 years from now, I think if Patty put his head down, he could get there. Patty could have $50 million, $100 million. I think he's just too fat and happy too soon. Like, both like figuratively and literally. Like, he gets too fat. He's having, like I said, what athlete is like, oh, you need a surgery? All right, hey, bro, schedule it for 3 months from now. I'm gonna go to Thailand and eat everything in sight. Like, I just I feel like if any other sport was doing this, we would say the same. We do it to Zion.
That's true.
Basketball player, like he's just like super fat.
James Harden got roasted for being fat.
Yeah, bro. Like because you can argue they both have accomplished one Patty. Maybe not Zion, but I feel like Zion and Patty's like a dope.
You know who's a good comparison? Jamarcus Russell and Patty.
I don't want to see Patty beat Jamarcus Russell.
But is that not the most on point comparison of a guy that like has had this miniature level success? So like Jamarcus Russell, college national champion, all good. That's great. Did you win a Super Bowl? Did you win an NFL MVP? You didn't even really fucking play. You know what I mean? That's where Patty's at. Is like you didn't even make the rankings in the UFC.
No, that's where I'm at too. But to your point, I don't hate the Moises fight. It is a cliche call out. Patty is hurt, but like honestly, I'm kind of like come full circle. I started this off saying like, oh, don't call it a hurt guy, but it's like if Patty is not taking his injury seriously, how can we ask the boys in the locker room to take his injury seriously?
Yeah, and for Moises, like if Patty's like, I can't fight till July, well, Moises is probably like, well, shit, I could fight January, July, December, 3 times in a year, get paid 3 times, and get maybe a Patty payday in the middle.
I don't hate it. You might have sold me, honestly. You haven't read. But we keep it pushing, man. We got Robocop, Gregory Rodrigues, minus 315. Big favorite. Another Brazilian savage making his debut. The 5'10", 9-0, Bruno Ferreira, plus 260, making his debut at middleweight. 5'10", that's short for a middleweight.
Damn, do I love Bruno Ferreira's movement and hand speed. He looks like Dominic Cruz at 185.
I like that. I don't have like a counterpoint. I'm just like they caught me off guard. But like, shout out to you for that was dope. I like that little metaphor. Bruno, I mean, also just left hand piss missile from fucking hell.
Yeah,
right. Like there is some movement. Like it's not all through one trick pony, but I mean, Gregory Rodrigues has a chin. We talked about his chin.
Super chin. Remember his last fight?
The viral clip of the cut in his last fight. Like, guy can take damage. He didn't even have to take the damage. Ferrer just separated him from consciousness 4 minutes and 13 seconds into the first round.
Bro, that left hand was just pure smoke on the chin. Just pure smoke.
At first I thought he had a British accent. I thought I heard headshot dead. But, I mean, left hook from, I mean, not even hooked. It was like a left straight just from fucking hell. Just unreal, bro. I mean, like Francis level of just separating a man from consciousness. And a guy who we know has a chin, a big, scary, strong, tough guy. Gregory Rodrigues is no cakewalk, no can, no anything. I love Gregory Rodrigues. I mean, I think he's definitely an acai, but I mean, it's against the guy.
Fajeda was tagging him, though, with some other shots and had great feints and movement.
The feints jumped off the screen, which, especially for a debut guy, right 9-0.
Like, seemed comfortable in there.
Better. Yeah, the moment was not too big for him. I mean, like I said, Gregory Rodrigues, former Brazilian, a guy with clout in that.
He is 8-time national champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil.
Which he never uses. He just goes out and slugs it out.
I know. And Bruno Ferreira is the national champion judo. So it's like, y'all just struck with each other?
Yeah.
That confused the shit out of me.
I'll say, though, Ferreira, I mean, the frame at middleweight is interesting. He looks like he can make welter.
He's shredded,
he looks like some walking Bugley shit, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder, like, with that much muscle, could he just cut the water out and get to 170? But also, would he want to? Because 170 has all the young killers.
You think that almost like Almeida at heavyweight, the path at middleweight.
Right.
You're not super wrong there.
It's kind of the Dolidze effect.
Ferreira's interesting, man, because like it's kind of untraditional, right? 5'10", middleweight, judo. Like it's a weird mix. Like it's like you close your eyes and hit random when you're creating a UFC fighter. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it's effective, and I'm not like sleeping on it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not really anything. negative. I mean, there was a hell of a performance. I'm surprised he didn't bonus. I mean, honestly, first round knockout, Gabriel Rodrigues in your debut.
Slept him too. Slept him.
Like viral highlight, like brutal. Like it wasn't like a TKO, like full blown KO.
Now call me crazy.
I don't know, bro.
Do you like Bruno Ferreira and Caio Baralho? I know that Baralho, they pumped him up so hard, but like if he gets Rodriguez,
I'm here for that reason because I'm not on Baralho's nuts.
Me either. So, and also if he has Rodriguez's clout, which the UFC shoved RoboCop down our throat. So if this kid's gonna get to steal that clout, as it should work, because he did kind of outclass him anyway for the first 4 minutes before he knocked him out, then I'm here for the Caio Baralho fight.
Me too. And I like Ferreira more. Like seriously,
I like him to win that fight.
If I'm going to see a Brazilian hype train middleweight, I'd rather it be Ferreira than Baralho. Maybe it's personal preference, but let's get on to the Hall of Famer, the legend, Mauricio Shogun Rua.
Man, fuck this fight.
70. Taking on Ihor Potieria, minus 200, 26 years old versus 41 years old. Rua announced before the fight that this was his last fight. So you know what your boy did. I went to the Sportsbook and put Potier. We always say that's like a rule, and I was like, well, I can't be a hypocrite. I got to put my mouth there.
And it paid.
I mean, dude, it's the best betting advice ever. If there's a fighter that says this is my last fight, bet against him. Like, just do it. I mean, the Frankie Edgars, the Shogun Ruas, do it. Just bet it. I mean, it's what, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10? It's not 100%. No gambling tendency is. I mean, you do it 10 times, you're coming out in the green.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think about it, man. Like, Cub Swanson, L. Like, fucking...
Is he officially retired?
I guess not, but, like, should be. It's just going to be L's. But, like, point being is, like...
Did Aldo lost his last fight, right? Am I tripping?
I believe so, yeah.
Really, right?
Yeah. So it's like even legends go on now. But here's my other thing, man. So this is ABC card. Why is this fight the headline?
That's exactly why. It's perfect for ABC. I disagree.
It's the headline why? Because the Ukrainian kid is fighting the legend.
I don't know. I don't hate it because you can't have him on the main card.
No, definitely not there. But like, I'm just saying. I think the UFC is like pumping some Ukrainians at us lately. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think they're kind of setting their Ukrainian fighters up really well.
Slava Ukraine, bro. Fuck it. Let's tax money. Hey, I'm pretty stoked. Like I've been following Ford very closely, and they're about to get a shipment of Bradleys with autocannon and lay to some conscripts that have been there for like 3 days. It'll be fucking brutal. But that's what's actually happening. Shout out Combat Vet Reacts on YouTube, my favorite channel lately.
I'll have to check that out.
No, there's a Combat Veteran Paul, one of those. He's a cool guy. Former U.S. Army officer, and he like analyzes the Ukraine war like day by day. Sick content.
I'll have to get in on that. It's a good look.
Oh, it's dope. But back full circle. You know, Slava Ukraine, Ihor Potieria, fighting Mauricio Shogun. You know, luckily he didn't have a Bradley autocannon with him, but I think a couple of his buddies probably do. But, we got minus 200 for Potieria, plus 170 for Shogun. I'll be real. I was, as a guy who put this in a parlay, I was juiced. I was like, that's a beautiful number. They should have gave him the Johnson Almeida special. Seriously. Didn't sweat at all. I never like pressed the button so fast.
Minus 200. Oh.
Yeah, literally.
You guys not missing 1,000 on these odds? Like, it should be minus 1,200.
And then it went exactly. He was who we thought he was. But seriously, I mean, it was younger, faster.
Not a competitive fight.
Not retiring. It looked how you thought it would look. It looked how I thought it would look. I mean, I'm sure the Shogun fans out there. I saw a bunch of people getting emotional on Twitter, like, oh, this just got me bummed for the main card.
Man, tell those people to shut the fuck up. What did they expect?
Well, and it's just like MMA fans are weird like that because it's like in other sports, it's like because it is so like, everything's on the line, right? Like you'll get knocked the fuck out, which is what happened here. But like in other sports, like a basketball player, his last season goes out there and averages 13 points. You know, he's a former All Star, but he kind of steals one last contract and averages 13, 6.
He's signing
And,
jerseys with guys every game.
And we all know the deal, right? We all, the Udonis Haslams of the world.
Vince Carter.
We all know the deal, right? Brett Favre on the Jets. We all know the deal. In fighting, like, I don't know, people try to act like it's going to have some fairy tale ending because it is so, like, drastic, like, do you get knocked the fuck out or not? But I don't know, dude. I just, I said the fact that this was minus 200, the fact that anybody was shocked, the fact that, like, you know what I'm saying? This is exactly what it was going to be.
It just sounds so fucked up, but it's so true. It was like so easily predictable.
And that's where I'm at with it. And like I said, I didn't grow up in the Shogun era. Like I didn't watch Pride. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was probably in elementary school when he was like making his UFC debut. Like, I'm not that's fine. Like I'm not the target audience. There's like I'm sure there's a generation of kids who like didn't give a fuck when Patrick Willis retired, but like that was
I cared, yeah.
I get it. I get it. Like with Gerald McCoy, I think he just retired. Like I'm sure some people didn't give a fuck. Like I get it. Like if Shogun's your guy, then like don't let anything I'm saying like get in the way of like like a good time or how you want to remember him. But I'm just talking about like we're breaking down this card. We're not doing like a Shogun, like, hey, let's look back at your years of service.
Yeah, this isn't a Beefy Boys Honors segment.
Yeah. So it's like, last night it is what it was going to be. That being said, I'm not that. They're like kind of pumping this Potieria guy down our throats, which I was always wondering why. And your kind of Ukraine kind of theory. I don't have a better theory. Like, I'll be real, it seems very random. He's not like.
Yeah, I don't get the push. Like, why does he get the push?
Yeah. He's definitely getting a push, for sure.
And the only thing I can think is like, oh, well, they're a Disney corporation now, so like, clearly they want to push like a narrative and like kind of pump that up. And like it's easy guy to sell to like a random guy that's, your Buffalo Wild Wings fan. Oh, you're Russia's doing? Hey, let me get a 12-piece and a large butt. This guy's Ukrainian.
Let me get a 10-piece and a Slava Ukraine.
Yeah. Like that's where I'm at.
I go away. I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You know what? Maybe something to that. Yeah. I don't. Out of all the young, exciting light heavyweights, like give me who's the New Zealand cat? Give me him over this guy if we're gonna pump hype train.
Jack Della Maddalena. Oh, Olberg.
No, over. I'm talking about light heavyweights.
Oh yeah, Olberg.
Find unranked light heavyweights to pump like down our throats. Like give me some Olberg. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I'm not seeing it with Potieria. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. Shogun Rule, retires. He did. Like I said, nothing on past service. That's just not really what we do here on Beefy Boys right there. We're breaking down like this fight. He was done. He knew he was done. Potieria had to take the moment to kind of, eat the star, if you will. And
pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's what they gave him. Like they silver plattered it. Same with Gutierrez and Edgar, and to a lesser degree, Gutierrez and Munoz now.
Oh, I view it the same way. I'm stoked on it though because we need to get Munoz the fuck out of the top 10.
I'm tired of that guy camping a spot.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. He kind of was having like a left kind of hook combination. He puts down Shogun and ground and pounds him out.
Sad ground and pound too, like a sad visual ground and pound.
What's your thoughts on, like, we have to touch on it. Everybody's talking about it. People felt some type of way about it. The celebration, inbounds, out of bounds, how you feel about it?
Oh, like the Mortal Kombat, like the Aaron Black so I don't give a fuck. Like,
everybody's like, oh, you can't do it in that moment. Like, read the room. It's like...
It's his moment. What are you guys talking about?
yeah, and it was also kind of weird. He kind of tried to have his cake and eat it too. I think they took a picture afterwards. It was kind of weird. I think you got to either go full heel.
Yeah,
Or
okay,
full
I agree with that.
fucking,
It's like either be the villain or don't be. You can't be
yeah,
in
I agree.
between.
Fucked with it, like yeah, like all right, bury him on his way out. Like, eat the star, right? Like that's what we're doing here. And
Right,
then
like you got to build yourself, bro. Like, yeah, it's Shogun's last fight, and people are gonna be very upset that you did that. And guess what? They're gonna know your name because you did that.
yeah, exactly. I think it was overall a good move. I said I'm still not sold on Pottier. A lot of it, have you seen? He's the guy that like all of his pre UFC fights were against like guys with losing records. It was like real weird. Like something's fishy. Like the smell test, like the smoke, there's fire, smell test, however you want to phrase it. Something's going on there with Pottier, and I'm not necessarily on board.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all. And now I just want to like see him fight it like a Russian killer at 205 and get slaughtered.
Hey man, not if he brings the Bradley. But hey man, that wraps up the prelim segment of episode 116. We'll be back with the main card here in just a moment. And yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit subscribe. Get notified whenever we release content. We make videos every single card, man. We break them all down. Hadn't missed one in 116, so you'll want to be here for it and be a part of the conversation in the comments. You know, agree, disagree, let us know.
Yes, sir. We will see you guys shortly for this big main card pay-per-view. Don't know